Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today we're going to be talking about censorship and whether this suit even deserves to be censored or not, or whatever. I don't care. A while back, I made a video talking about censorship and how it was problematic for some suits. So for example, there was Prosperity Rain, there was Sweet Spell, and there was the Panda suit and the Fairy suit from Blood Moon. So let me just go touch back on that. I haven't done an update because I just kind of forgot about it. But number one, Prosperity Rain. So throughout this time until now, I have learned that there are several reasons why suits are censored in the first place, especially from CN to us. So for example, Prosperity Rain was something that was not from our server first, but actually from the CN server first. And in case you guys didn't know, it actually didn't always look like this, but it was actually a little more revealing around the skirt area, and then we could actually see her tattoos better. So why was this suit censored? This suit was censored because in the CN server, so this is like what I heard from the grapevine, it's because some people were unable to afford it, so they reported it to the government or whatever. And then as a result, the CN developers had to face the consequences and had to fix the outfit. So that's one of them. And then another thing was Sweet Spell. I think it was like the same thing, but it was either something about, okay, sorry, there's just like a lot of rumors going around and I'm not sure which one goes with which, but at the end of the day, whether it be Sweet Spell or the or Prosperity Rain, for these two, it's like one of the two reasons where it's like too sexy, and then there's like some censorship laws in China, or there is something about players being salty and reporting the game to the government so that it would be censored or something like that. If I am wrong, feel free to correct me. I'll just have to make a third follow-up video. Before we move on, I just wanted to say the panda suit. So this was totally different. The reason why it was censored was not because she was too sexy or anything. It was actually the fact that there were chains around the panda, and then there's something about pandas being the national animal of China. So of course they want to preserve it and make it so that it's like not abused looking, so that's why they removed the coloring from the box, making it blue from red, and it was like nothing to do with the beer or soda in her hand. So that was the whole story behind the pandas. Honestly, it didn't really change the outfit at all. I don't really care, I don't really think that there's any difference in it. I think that it's adorable, so that change was very minor. Lastly, it's like Blood Moon. I don't know what was up with the suit. I think it was something about censorship laws or something like that, but okay, as I said in the previous video, I agree with the censorship because, again, I think now it's like a 4+ game, so imagine like you have a 7-year-old just playing this game and then seeing this weird fairy covered in ketchup sauce and then in that weird position, because you have to be delusional to not think it's like messed up in a little way. But even if it's like quote-unquote messed up, I mean, do I like it? Yeah, I like it. I think that it's nice looking. I don't promote any violence at all. I don't think that you should like tie people up. I think somebody even mentioned something about slavery at one point, but I'm just like, bro, that's too deep. We're not going in there. This is just a dress-up game. And this is just like a story about a fairy being captured and her wings are broken, blah, blah, blah. Is this supposed to be from Blood Moon? So like it's Blood Moon. It's like literally in the name. So I feel like if the artist had inspiration for that, this would be the piece. But anyways, I hope my words don't get twisted in a way where just, oh my god, Effie's so weird. She likes this weird stuff. She thinks that chaining people up and like making them all bloodied and whipped and broken winged is super cool. No, that's not what I'm saying. I feel like I'm just digging myself into a hole, but I can appreciate the like artistic work put into it. I don't know, because that's how the author imagined her to be. I think that it's nice. Let's move on to the recent event that we have now. So after this video, I've been receiving a few comments and like I've seen other people talk, not necessarily about me, on like the Reddit page or like the customer support page about why people are making a big deal about censorship. So I don't know if I'm one of those people that people are calling out, but it's okay. I'm not speaking for everybody when I do this, but I'm just speaking for myself. In the other video, I said stop censoring the outfits, but I guess I was naive in thinking that they purposely do it to spite us. Well, no, I shouldn't have been even saying that because, number one, they don't do it because they want to somehow spite us and make us want the outfit that we'll probably never get because it's censored. It's out of their reach. They literally cannot put that outfit out. Yeah, that was just like me being stupid. And number two, it's also just me being childish because like I wanted the outfits. Hello, I would love for the blood tattoo so I could use it for whatever story corridor entry that I wanted to use. poses for Sweet Spell, I was just against that because this was something different. It's not that they have this out in another server and they're giving us the censored form. There was like a whole rumor about how people who already bought Sweet Spell might wake up one day to find out that it got converted into the more censored version of it. So I felt that it was unfair if you paid like $20 to buy the suit and then you wake up one day to find out that it looked like this and then it's not what you paid for. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that it's not fair for that one. Prosperity Rain, I was like being a little tool about it because I really didn't like the extra tool. That's funny. I didn't like the extra tool on her skirt area, and I just wanted to see it without it. But whatever, like that's just me being a kid. I didn't say anything about the pandas, I don't think. And then the fairy, you already know what my feel about it. So back to this one. Okay, so why did I say that it should be censored or whatever? So for those of you who don't know, I've been more and more invested in the Starry Corridor, and the reason is because I actually really like trying for the hot list. I like making different entries, and the fact that I think I heard another rumor again. It's just too much false information that I keep at the back of my head. I specifically remember something about if we keep doing bad stuff about the Starry Corridor, they're gonna take it away from us. I'm like, no, I don't want that to be taken away from us. Just recently, it got implemented that if you post controversial or inappropriate things, you can get reported, and if you get reported enough, you can be taken off the Starry Corridor. That's fine, that's fair. But like if we keep abusing some of the suits and then they might take the entire thing away from us, then I'd be pissed. I don't have to have my mind in the gutter to think that there's something wrong with this pose. I have literally seen so many Starry Corridor posts that are already messed up because I don't know if I can show any. Recently I just saw one where she was in that position with a boy beside her, and then it was just like, I'm ready to get pregnant tonight, and I'm like, oh my god, and I accidentally loved it. Like I said it was lovable because I just go through all the Starry Corridor entries and like put my lovable, and then I just ended up reading it and I'm like, oh my god, how do I take it back? But okay, I'm just gonna go find some posts right now. I'm sure it's not hard. Okay, so I managed to get my hands on some of the more inappropriate Starry Corridor posts with this outfit. So before you guys jump on the hate train on me, number one, I'm not doing this because I want to shame these people. They can do whatever they want. They can think that this is totally harmless or whatever. I really don't care. However, if it's going to maybe affect our ability to post on Starry Corridor, that's something I'm a little worried about. And number two, is that number 2 or 3? Whatever. It's also important to me now because now that I have a following, so on YouTube, I have at least more than 100 people who actually care about what I talk about. I didn't ask to be a model. I don't want to be a model. I don't even have the qualities to be a model. But however, because people watch my videos, listen to my opinions, I also have to take the role of a model to younger audiences that might be watching my channel. So it's just like the responsibility that comes with it. Honestly, you guys can do whatever you want. I really don't care. But at the same time, it's just like, now that I have a voice, I should use it to whatever problems that we might be facing on our server, and that might be exposing younger kids or younger children or younger players to sexualized content. Now, I don't know the science behind how exposure to sexualized content at a young age is to children's and their development, but I don't think it can be very good, and if it's harmless, then whatever. Better be safe than sorry. So this is why I was like confused as to why these type of suits weren't censored, because you have to be ignorant if you don't think that it's going to be sexualized. Yes, people might think that, oh, it's innocent or whatever, but at the end of the day, there are people who are going to misuse these posts. Example on the slideshow here. Now, I'm saying these people, I don't care what they do, but I needed examples for my video to give the point that there are people who obviously have their mind in the gutter and are using it and are using her post for purposes that aren't very innocent at all. So it doesn't matter if like 10 people think it's innocent or like 1,000 people. It just shows that this pose isn't 100% innocent, because there are poses that are like 100% innocent. There's rarely people who will like misuse it. This one has a higher chance of being misused, and it's like you have to admit that there's like a higher chance of this being misused because of her compromising position. But that doesn't go to say that even like without the pose, people are still going to misuse it. For example, this one over here, because this is the normal Nikki pose, and she has a obviously sexual message in her description. So yeah, at the end of the day, there's going to be people who are going to do these sexual things regardless of this pose or not, but this pose gives an opportunity for them to misuse it even more and somehow ruin it for the rest of us. I'm not shaming these people. If I was, I'd be like showing their names and stuff, but like no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that there are people out there who will misuse the pose, and the fact that this pose is compromising may not be too good to our younger audiences, but I understand it's not going to be censored because it's not revealing or anything. It's just how people use it. And also, it's just like, if Love Nikki was against this, they wouldn't be releasing any of these outfits to begin with, right? Like, they wouldn't be releasing the Blood Moon one, the Prosperity Rain one, whatever. The only reason why they took it off the market was because they were forced to. So it's not the developers who are pushing this agenda. I don't know. Those are my 10,000 cents. Together they become $10, and I hope to use the $10 to buy this elf suit. What a weird tangent. I don't think my pills are kicking in yet. Let me know what your thoughts are below. I'd love to hear them. Remember, I'm not hating on you guys for putting weird stuff on the Star Quarter. You do you. But as long as your posts have consequences, then I'm not a fan of them. That's the reason why. Okay, I think that summed it up pretty well. What do you guys think? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like my channel, and I'll catch you all later. Bye!